So now, ladies, I want to play something real quick because this is hot topics. We don't. Thank you for letting me take it to the pulpit. That was some good stuff. But now, I got a couple things I want to make sure that I get right. And I know I taught my gift is the gap, so I had to write down a couple keywords to make sure that I got this because you guys gave so much good tea, like really the richness of who she is to you as a friend. So I want to play a role real quick, and I'm gonna have everybody participate in this. We're gonna build something. So right now, I want you to envision. A lot of people, they have a hard time with giving the people roses, and they don't even understand the value of the roses while they're living. We all know what it feels like to be at the service and talking about somebody when they already gone, right? But you all came here to laugh and talk and honor your friend and talk about y'all relationship. She came to highlight you, and you guys came to talk about her, which I admire all of that. So I want to take a minute because I know she's told me so many roses about you individually. I want you guys to build a story real quick, and we're going to start it off by pretending we are at one of the biggest award shows Keandra ever wanted to be a part of. She's on stage, she's getting the award, and they ask her, they say, we need you to sit down in the front because what we're going to do is we're presenting your friend. And each one of them have maybe 10 seconds just to say why they love her and what she means to their life. So you got 10 seconds. We're going to drop roses right now. Yes.
Can I pause before that?
Absolutely.
So Tori is also my friend she's an intercessor, okay?
Okay.
That girl will intercede and she'll be calling, I had a dream, okay? And I'd be like, oh God, okay, I'm about to go into time to fast and pray, okay? Because whenever she had one of them dreams about me, I know I'm about to shift in life. Like that friend. And several years ago, she had a dream. She was like, you was in the auditorium and I was coming in with the coffee. Like it was just kind of what you're saying was a dream. And so I'm in here like, oh my God, my eyes going like this. I'm looking at her doing that, I'm like, oh my goodness. And
listen, that's how he worked. Y'all know how the Father worked because that was not on my list.
Right.
This one was not on my list. Okay. You know how the Father worked. So let's get it in.
Right. Go ahead.
Thank you for sharing that, Keandra. That's so powerful. So let's see. I want to start. I'm gonna start. Ingrid, I'm gonna start from you because in the box that I see, if we're all in a row, it's Keandra, me, and then I see Ingrid first. So Keandra, you're gonna open this up.
Opening it up. What am I doing?
You're gonna open up the conversation. We're all at an award ceremony. She's getting the award, and you're gonna start off what you're gonna say. So this is the giving her roses. We're about to adorn the roses. What is it that makes her a good friend to you, and how you're congratulating her? We're gonna do this in advance before it comes. You ready?
Woo! Yes. Oh man, so I am excited to present my friend, my best friend, my sister Ingrid to you. There is nothing that this woman won't do for the people that she loves. I'm so thankful for gift of energy. I'm so thankful for her being so patient. She is a patient friend because she has been through some trials with friends, and even in the trials of friendship, she remains patient. She remains there. She remains consistent. I will honestly say, if I have a consistent sister, she is I know what to expect from Ingrid Zavala. Okay, I know what I can expect from her. I know that she's an amazing mother. She's passionate about what she does, education and being with the youth. Now I do the kids, but not like that, right? That one, she's passionate about what she does, and she gives her all to the good and bad. That the extent of she gives her all to the point where sometimes she neglects herself. And so in this next season of her life, I just want to see Ingrid do for Ingrid because she deserves that. And when I get my millions, it's on, sis. It's on. But I mean, she has an amazing heart for people, and the love that she truly has for everybody is amazing. She love everybody. I'm like, I love them. I'm the one. You sure you love them? You sure that's the one we want to love? That's the one. You know what I'm saying? Just honor her because people see me go, but because I'm visible, I'm online, see me go, but nobody goes harder. That one goes harder than me. You just don't stay up late, get up early, do extra for everything. And I want her, I'm thankful for just that because her drive be like, well, damn, maybe I need to get up and do something else. You still up doing something? Sometimes I don't do enough watching her, but I also realize that that's just her heart. And it's just
Ingrid.
I cried. Keandra, she's family. To carry on that segue from that was tough. But so I am love. I do believe in love. I believe in love first, period. It's hard to love because sometimes I don't love myself more than I love others, just like she said. It's that I don't love myself as I do, but I give so much to the people that I love. Keandra is a person that you have to have a lot of patience with. because she is a go-getter. And I'm like, I don't know if she's doing well or not, but I see she's doing well, and I know if she's not, she'll let me know. And you have to give her space too. She's a friend that no matter what. The other day we talked for hours on the phone. I'm like, dang, we talked a long time.
We did.
And we laughed and we talked, and I'm just like, we haven't done this in a long time. We need to do it more often. She's gonna always be there for me. She's my family. My mom asks about her all the time. The other half asks about her. It's Auntie Kiki all day long. It doesn't matter what's going on. I had surgery last year. I have to have surgery this year. She's like, when do you need me to come? One of many sisters that I have that God has given me that will always be there for me no matter what. And I'm very, very blessed to have her in my life. I'm very blessed to be able to be her friend, her daughter's aunt, her mother's other child, one of the many. There's a few of us, and I'm really grateful for that. She was able to share her life with me, and still does.
Yes.
I ain't bring my tissue.
Okay, and so yes, I know. I ain't trying to make y'all bust out. I'm sorry. I love being the flowers make a difference. The rose petals make a difference. Yeah. So I know that is Amber?
Yeah, Amber.
Amber, you here, right? Okay.
Yes, I am.
Amber, would you like to speak before Keandra or after? Keandra, I'm gonna bust you loose. Let's go.
I call her my rough rider, okay? Like she is literally the roughest, sweetest person you'll ever meet. Like it's funny because there's so many sides to her. Like she'll get it in, but she's my we call it. I'd be like, girl, I know you ain't crying. You're crying. She's my friend that I know that when she talks to me and when she's sharing with me, whatever we're talking about, it is coming from the purest of heart. You know what I'm saying? It's coming from a place of, I'm going to answer this because I love you, not because I like you or not because you want to hear, I'm going to give you what you want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, not even, and none of my friends actually do that, but a lot of people in my life tell me what they think I want to hear. And Amber, not only do we laugh and joke, but her heart is so pure. Her heart is so amazing. And I think that I'm honored because she understands the value of who she is, that she protects it. She protects it a lot and doesn't allow a lot of people in. And so I'm thankful that she let me in because I was banging on that door. I was like, you gonna let me in. But she there isn't too many people in my life where I've literally was like, you gonna be my friend and I'm gonna be your friend. And we gonna go through these trenches together. And I don't know, spiritually, she is probably one of my strongest friends spiritually. Like we can get it in, okay? And I'm very protective of her because her heart is so pure and she loves. This girl loves. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to test my love walk watching how she loves people. Because I was like, well, dang, I don't know if I love like that. You know what I'm saying? And watching her love and the way that she just genuinely loves and cares for people and gives her all to people, it has always made me test my one of the seasons where I went in, when I went into I go into consecrations, I go for a whole month. I send them all a text message and be like, I'm out for the month. I will holler at y'all when I come out, okay? And that'll be that. Call Kai if it's an emergency. Don't call me. Call Jesus if it's an emergency. Don't call me, right? One of the reasons why I went in was to deal with my love walk after watching her. That for me being a strong person, for me being somebody who is always the person that people look up to and people go to have friends like her that made me, I'm about to start crying, that made me really identify and look at me. She made me look at me in a way that nobody else had ever made me look at me. And not because she called me out, literally just by watching the way she loves. Like this girl, she gives her heart and she gives her all and she loves from the purest of places, which is why I'm so protective of her. Because if somebody come for her, even though I'm talking about street rough rider, she'll get it in, she'll cut you if you need, the one that got the blade in the pocket, that's the one right there. I feel like, nah, you ain't got to fight this. I got it because you fought so long. And that's how I feel about her. That's my boo. Oh,
I don't know how you gonna follow that, Amber. I gave you a pass to go first, baby. Go. Come on.
I don't want to follow that.
No. because I told y'all seconds, and now y'all.
Keandra does this thing where she texts. She's like, "You want to know?" Like she did it last week. She sent me a message. She sent me a text message. She is conscious about the type of friend that she is. So she'll send out a message and say, "Hey, what can I do to be a better friend?" I have friends, but I don't have a friend that does that. And this time I was just like, you know what, girl, just go away. Because it's like, I said, if you do anything else, okay, you be out here a superwoman with a cape on your back, okay? Like, she goes above and beyond for you. When she loves you, she talks about, the way that I love. And I mean, hearing her speak about me like that is very honorable, and it's very moving, because I don't see myself like that. It's good to hear. Didn't know she thought about me, and I hold her in such a high place in my life, in my sight. And so I said, I let her know. I said, none of my friends consciously or have verbalized that to me or whatever, and made a conscious effort to say, what can I do to be a better friend? And I just think that's priceless for someone to want to be aware, to want to be conscious, and to want to be better. That's a beautiful thing to me. She's a beautiful person.
So this part of the episode, for those of you who may be watching, this is all about giving roses, all right? So these friends are giving each other roses. And I know some of y'all might be watching like, why would she take us to the water like this? Listen, it is imperative while we're talking about friendships, while we're talking about the quality of understanding, what it looks like to have friends over lengths of time, whether it's short notice, whether it's long distance, local, whether it's from grade school, from adulthood, whatever it is, even when it comes natural, there's still a level of work that has to go into it. And so it is imperative that we stop and cultivate the relationships by saying where we are right now, how I feel about you, how I love you right now. So I kind of gave a dream cultivator tap in and took over for a second, but I wanted to make sure that I did this because I thought it was such an honor to be here and to be a part of such a beautiful celebration of living and friendship and sisterhood. I thought it was imperative that we do that. And just to make sure that anybody watching is not feeling like, okay, this is the sappy part, I can't tap in. I'm going to show you how real this is, ladies, because I'm going to go to the next person. But real quick, let's do something. If you've ever had an argument with Keandra, raise your hand. Look, all of her friends have had an argument. Excellent. Have you ever had a breakup where y'all took a little break because you was salty about something she said or did or something didn't listen to? Raise your hand. All right, cool. If you ever had to apologize because you hurt her feelings or offended her, raise your hand. Absolutely. This is what real friendships look like, y'all. Everybody who's watching, if you've watched this far in the show, we need you to know this is not just the putting sugar and icing on top of a beautiful cake. No, honey, this is a life cake. That means it has some sour cream in it, some meat in it, some peas and carrots in it. It had some knives in it. It had blades. It had some holy water in it. It had everything in it that was good and bad, but it all is creating the beauty of what we call friendship. Yeah. This is a ship. In order for it to float, there requires people to work together every single time they decide to spend time. They decide to reach out to one another. No matter what is lost in time and space, the love never changes. So you have to work on the ship. That's why they're called relationship, friendship. Your marriage is a relationship. They talk about courtship. Y'all. Yeah. So if you don't know what it takes to put together the parts of the ship that keep it afloat, you won't realize the value in these roses that I'm intentionally making her friends drop. Okay, so I'm gonna exit. That's my sidebar, my TED Talk. Y'all gonna get charged for that next time, whoever watches. Let me get to the friends. So because we cultivating this thing, I'm loving this. So Tasha, baby, come on. It's your turn, but I'm going to let Keandra go first because she done had enough time sitting quiet. Tell me about Tasha. Because this is your award ceremony and you talking about your friends and they talking about you. Let's get it.
I'm about to start crying because the past 3 years have been really hard for me and Tasha. We both had to grieve loss in a hard way. And to have a friend who's grieving on their own, but still finds the time to check on you, to grieve with, and not take it lightly that she probably struggling like hell that day. You know what I'm saying? She probably going all the way in to call me and say, Key, what's up? How you feeling? When I know it's probably not been a good day for her, she is that house that I go to for refuge. Like, I think everybody needs that. That's my refuge place. Like, I'll be like, even her husband will be like, we ain't seen you. And her heart is like, she loves, like all my friends are like that. They love unconditionally and they give unconditionally. And sometimes they don't get that. It's not reciprocated. And so to watch people not reciprocate the love that she gives pisses me off. Like, it really does. And not only does she love hard, she's very intentional. She's my friend that taught me to be intentional about your relationships, intentional about the things you do, intentional about why you do it. Like, she'll be like, this is what I'm doing, Keandra, and this is why I'm doing. And it made me be like, maybe I should think about why I'm doing the things that I'm doing. Or if she's saying, I'm forgiving this person, this is why I'm forgiving this person. And me, Keandra's like, we don't ever have to forgive her at all, okay? But she's like, no, this is why we're going to forgive her. And that don't mean she ain't coming over for brunch, but there's a level of forgiveness. And to watch her, the love that she has for her family, she's probably also one of the friends that, her and Shantae, I would say, really helped me to look at family and the strength of the importance of family and the importance of love, between both of them with their husbands. Like, just watching them, I'm a little different, okay? But watching them love these men through thick and thin, and I'm like, I could do that. I'm at a place now watching them shows me that I can. And Tasha's one of those women that she is like me. If Tasha says she about to do something, Tasha is going, and now she's not just going to do it. She going to execute it with perfection. She going to knock that SHIT out of the box. You understand me? I don't worry about if she going to make it. You know what I'm saying? I know she's going to make it. And I like watching her. I like watching her say, this is what I'm going to do. She's also my friend that she's had rough patch. I've watched her real rough patches just come out like a whole tree of flowers, not just one flower. I've watched her blossom in the midst of turmoil, grace. And that's something that you don't see often. But this woman right here, the way she just in the midst of turmoil blossom, it helps me. It helps me to know that I can. It helps me to know there is nothing too hard. It helps me to see that even through the turmoil, you can still live. Because even through her grief, my girl, she was gone for 59 days, okay? She was at. She was on somebody's boat on the ocean and somebody come. She was living. You know what I'm saying? Even in the midst of the trial, it doesn't completely catapult and stop her. Whereas me, I'll shut all the way down and I ain't living nothing. You know what I'm saying? And Tasha, and I don't think she always sees that in herself, but that's what I.
Ooh-wee, that's beautiful. Listen, Tasha, sorry, darling, you're gonna have to figure out how to follow that.
How does one follow that? What I will say is this: family is the most important thing for me. I have family and then I have relatives. And two of my sisters are on this call. One just made me cry. Keandra, for me, is my person who is always going to have real talk. No matter what, I can't hide behind the sheen of perfection that I can show everybody else. It is going to be a real talk, real raw conversation. And I remember like the first time I ever said this, because yes, I am very intentional. I tell people I'm from the Trick Daddy School of Thought. If I said it, blankety blank meant it. And if I say it in love, I could say it in anger because it's the truth. And Keandra has taught me that my truth matters, that I can be authentic and I can have big, wild, crazy dreams and they are accessible, and not just accessible, but it's okay to go for it and look crazy. Now, I think I look crazy. She says I executed well, but I think I'll be out here just in these streets wilding. But just having Keandra in my life that I could talk to, dream with, build the plan, execute the plan, call on for help when I need it, be lifted. Keandra lifts people up without even thinking about it. And she stands in the gap for her friends in ways you wouldn't necessarily imagine. She will leverage her expertise. She will go to the mat. She'll go to the prayer closet and she'll go to the restaurant and sit with you, whatever you need, if you are her friend. And she is true at all of those times. Even when you think that she is too busy. And I'm just going to say thank you for loving me the way you do, because I recently had an event and I was saying to my husband, and there are very few people that I share my vulnerability with. Keandra's one of those people, but I was saying people don't celebrate me the way I celebrate them. I will just randomly fly in for an event or drive in for an event knowing I got to be someplace else the next day because I call you family. Kaya and Keandra came to, recently I joined a sorority and they came. Half of my family didn't come. Half the people I invited didn't come. And I looked up just before my name was called, and who did I see? And when I tell you something so simple as somebody knowing you enough to celebrate you in the ways that you need to be celebrated and lift you in the ways you need to be lifted, it is my friend, my sister, my blessing in my life, Keandra. And I love you for it, sis. Thank you.
Man, we walked in. We was like, oh, we're going to be late. We got to be there. We got to be there. We walked in. I was like, Lord, I need you to hold off, okay? Hold off. I mean, we were walking in and they were calling her name.
Wow. That's
point,
beautiful.
So now the whole room looking at us because I'm like, I'm acting a whole fool, okay? Yeah, because one, I was excited we made it. And two, I was excited for her. But absolutely, it was just, she told me about it. And I don't think I really said too much to her. She was like, you come out and say, yeah, I think I'm making, I don't really say too much to her, but I knew I needed to be there because I knew how important that was to her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I had to be there. We was going to be there. Okay.
That's beautiful.
I love you.
In the world.
Yeah, I love beautiful.
You. Oh, love it. Woo-wee. All right, Keandra, we moving on to Tori, darling. I know.
All right. So, you know how you do have those friends that like Tori is, first of all, she pissed me off when she smiled, okay? Because I'm like, what you smiling for? Because her smile is so pretty and she's always smiling. And I used to always be like, why is you so happy? Why is you talking? Like we would go in the stores and she's smiling. Somebody be like, you have a good smile. And she didn't talk to a whole person in the line at Publix. And now we know their story and we know all about them. And I used to sit there and be like, is you done talking to this woman, this random woman that we do not know? Why is you talking to this woman? Why is you being so nice to these people? I told you guys in the beginning that we didn't want to be friends, but God made us friends. We didn't want to keep our relationship, but God made us keep our relationship. So Tori is my friend that she knows me. She knows me, the ins and outs of me. I mean, literally, she was in there when Kai was born, ins and outs, okay? She knows me, and we fight hard, we fight heavy, but we love just as much. And Tori is my friend that I feel I always have to, there's a level of protection, and like where Amber is, I'm ready to go fight people for her in their face. Tori is in the spirit realm. I'm going in for her. She's that one that I probably have labored spiritually the most out of all my friends. She is the one that there is nothing that I won't go to battle for her, even when she doesn't see it. She's my friend that I call her, I'd be like, oh God, here she go. Cause Tori gonna give it to me raw. Tori tells people she got to keep me humble. Okay. That's the type of friend she is where, she's going to tell me about myself. We are going to fight. And I mean, Tori is one of those friends where we were like this. And then we had a situation that broke us up for 4 or 5 years, maybe even longer. And it was one of them like, I ain't ever talking to that girl again ever in my life and I will be okay. And she probably was over there like, and I'm fine too. You know what I'm saying? But God didn't let us. And she has shown me the ability to be humble enough to say, I'm sorry. She has shown me the ability to love unconditionally. She has showed me the ability to fight for me. Like Tori don't play about Tori. You know what I'm saying? Like Tori is the woman that I know that if all else fails, I can go to Tori. Like if all else fails, even if it came down to it, and even when she feels like she showed me, it was a situation we had like with my mom, like when my mom's situation came, it was hard for her to deal with that. Right. And she said to me, she said, I love you. I'm going to be praying for you, but I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? To have that friend that could be honest and be like, I can't do that. And she's taught me to be like, this is who I am. This is what I believe and this is how I feel. And I need to honor that. And I need to respect that. You have to respect who I am as a person. So Tori has really taught me how to be Keandra. You know what I'm saying? How to be Keandra in a way that makes me not ashamed to be Keandra, in a way that makes me be comfortable with who Keandra is, in a way that makes me fight for Keandra. You know what I'm saying? Because Tori, not only does she fight, like, when I say that she's my intercessor, like, this girl driving me crazy because she'll call me and be like, so I had a dream. But even in the midst of her going through whatever she's going through, she'll stop and fight for me. You know what I'm saying? Even in the midst of me being mean, I used to be mean as hell to Tori and them. Like, even in the midst of that, still we've always overcome. Like, she's my friend that in other people's eyes, we're not supposed to be friends. We're not supposed to talk. But in God's eyes, we can't be without each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we have learned, and she taught me to grow past the natural and look at the spiritual of the thing. Like, spiritually, there's a connection between us that God has for us that's ours. Like, Tori and I finish each other's sentence. Like, we was twins, okay? Like, we finish each other's sentence. We'll look at each other, be thinking the same exact thing. Because remember that baby, she was precious. And all those things. You know what I'm saying? Like, she is that friend that it's just, she always makes me see me. And I honor that, and I respect that, and I love that, because we fight, but we love just as hard. And that's my boo.
I love it. That's beautiful. Nothing like being able to see yourself.
She gonna show me now.
We got enough distractions, so to have that is invaluable. All right, Tori. Listen.
Oh, goodness.
That's the mic, darling.
I am different than all of Keandra's friends. I have really enjoyed this, seeing the relationship that she has with everyone. I'm not a jealous friend to an extent. I let her have other friends, and that's cool. Because you all do for her what I'm not going to do. And so that's why I love the relationship that she has with all of you. I feel like mine and Keandra's relationship is on a different level because we started as children. I mean, her and Shantae go back farther with that, but she left Shantae. And so when it wasn't her and Shantae anymore, and then it was me, I was the next in that gap to be that friend. So to go through your adolescence with somebody, go through your teenage years, go up to being an adult, you know, turning 21 and things like that with somebody. It's a lot of different stages of your life that shape you and form you. And so I really feel like that is why we are so connected, because those things that we went through that formed us to be who we are, it is so deep. It is so deep when it goes back to it. So me and Keandra, we have this understanding. What we keep it a buck with each other. We keep it 100. And so if it means that she's telling me something that I don't want to hear and I don't like it, she ain't never hung up on me before. But she has left me at a gas station. That happened. But she had to grow out of that. So I guess she grew out of that and grew into hanging up on people, but she just don't do that. When Keandra calls, or if I call her, and it could be something that you're frustrated about or I'm frustrated about, and we'll go in and we'll talk trash and we'll be on 10, ready to ride. And then at the end of the conversation, we talking to Jesus about it. No question. We gonna ride and we gonna talk trash and we gonna go in. But at the end of the day, we go in hard for each other and we pray for each other and we love on each other. There's so many different things that have happened that, like she says, we fight. And we fight because we have that bond like sisters. Like I said, she lived with us for a time where she had to learn how to be around. And Keandra is not an only child. Let's not be, confused about that. She has siblings, but when moving to Florida forced her to be an only child. And so being that she was rotten. You think Kaya's spoiled. Kaya is well loved, but Keandra was rotten. She was mean and she was rotten. And so to come into a friendship with somebody who is just as mean, it was only natural that we fought all the time. So we did. We do. We fight, but we love her. I love that God has kept us together. I remember we were going to a church and our pastor was preaching about the people that you have on your boats. And sometimes you got to throw people off your ship. They can't go where you going and you got to throw them off. And we were sitting next to each other and we looked at each other and we said, I'm so glad I ain't have to throw you off my boat. And shortly after that, I wasn't on that boat no more. But we came back together. And every time, I've told Keandra many a times how, and it took growth for me to respect her walk, her growth, her spiritual calling. But I understand that where she is and who she is valuable and important, and it's precious to me because she makes me stronger. So I'm not like the rest of you all. I'm not in the same league as you all. And Keandra understands that. But I'm not on social media. I'm not going to be in the forefront. I'm not going to always be seen and be present with everything that she's doing, but I'm always there. I'm always there, whether it be something that I saw before it happened. And I tell her I had a dream and this is what I saw. Things could already be in the works, or it could be that, well, I just had a meeting or I had a call. And then that's where all of you all show up and all of you are there. So I don't have to be. So it works out so well that we are still friends after all of these years. The love that I have for her is unmatched. The stuff that me and her go through and the relationship that we have, sometimes it is closer and better than what I have with my own sisters. And I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. I respect everything that she's doing. We have the thing about the way that we fight and the things that we go through is it's a learning. It's never in vain and it's never anything bad. We're always learning, new areas. So, at one point I tried working for Keandra. That sounded good because I could do all of that stuff. But we understood that ain't what we doing. That don't work. That ain't it. We ain't doing that. But just different things, just through life, trial and error, right? But everything that we go through and everything that we come across and we come up against, I thank God that He's never kept us too far from each other to where we can't come back. And I couldn't get rid of her if I wanted to. I don't like her all the time. I'm sure there's times where she'd be like, I don't want to answer her again. Because I could be the needy friend sometimes. But no matter what it is that I need, she handles it. She make it happen. And I wouldn't trade her for anything in the world.
I love it. I love it. I kept hearing the fullness of God, like all of these different characters, personalities. It literally is the fullness of God. Ooh. So as we're wrapping into the fullness and all these elements, which makes sense because we're talking about billions of cells within us on a cellular level. It has nothing to do with the spiritual level. If we can count cells, imagine if we could count the essence of God in our spiritual realm. So that makes sense to me for the fullness to be here. I'm loving that. So without further ado, since we're talking about the fullness and we can reach back as far as we can go when it comes to friendship and the oldest of representation, Shantae, darling, it's your turn for her to talk about you.
I call her Shantubi. I be making up names for her. I don't know a person that her level of calmness. Like, she's probably one of the calmest friends that I have. And in all aspects, it's like, I call Shantae and I be like, and she be like, okay. So, Key, all right, well, let's go back. What happened? You know what I'm saying? And she'll also ask me, what did I do? Okay, Shantae be like, well, what did you do? Because she brings me, she centers me. She's my friend that, because we've known each other since the 4th grade, that's my root. You know what I'm saying? If you look at it, this is the part of the tree of my tree of friendship and the tree of life that is so concrete and so sturdy. And she's that root for me. Like, we laugh all the time because she ain't really on social media. People don't even know she even exists in my life. It ain't too many pictures out there of Shantae. Like, I know the root is there. You know what I'm saying? She's my friend that it doesn't matter. I don't have to talk to Shantae. I could talk to Shantae every other month. and we can be on the phone like it never happened. You know what I'm saying? Like it never happened. And it's never a, hey girl, I ain't talked to you in a minute. She'll pick up the phone and be like, hey. And she's the one that she knows my wells, you know, she knows my cries. Like I can pick up the phone and say her name and vice versa. And when I say hello and she say Key, it's a certain Key I know that, oh, we about to go in, we got to deal with something. You know what I'm saying? Like the way she says my name, I know from, we ain't got to talk about the issue or non-issue or the excitement, whatever it is. The way she says my name, tell us how we about to be. And she's such a constant in my life. Our relationship doesn't change. Like it grows, it evolves, but the way we handle each other, the way we do each other, it just, even into our adulthood, it just has not changed. And she is, I tell people like, if it, you know, she's one of them people that's the love of my life. Like that right there, that's it. Cleveland will get all of it. You know what I'm saying? If she is, even in the midst of, Shantae has like 85,000 children, okay? She got 4 kids. Because, you know, I know she only got 4, but to me, I only got 1. So even in the midst of watching her, you know what? And I think the way I deal with my friends, I learned, and God just showed me this. I've learned that from Shantae, because I've watched the way she deals with each of her children as who they are. But none of them feel neglected. You see what I'm saying? And I've watched her be like, in a time with Tristan, because she needs that time, and this is me, you know, and like I've watched her be able to compartmentalize, but I've also watched her family. Like I've watched her we've just like Tasha gone through some major areas of grief. And I've watched my friend struggle, but I've watched her come up. You know what I'm saying? Like in the midst of some of the darkest moments in her life, she still laughs. She still smiles. She still shines. She still shows up. When I know that she is hurting, you know what I'm saying? Like I know, but she still, like, she has such a jovial laugh. When Shantae laugh, you going, why you laughing? Because she laughing. And she's that type, like, she is my, all right, that was cute. That's not really how we roll. Like, we didn't grow up like that. What is you doing? You know what I'm saying? But then when it comes to me being Keandra, social media wise, she'll say, you Oprah, I'm Gail. You know what I'm saying? You Oprah, I'm Gail. I'm gonna sit back here. And then I'll be like, yeah, so when I'm making my millions, you can have a show, whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? You got it. Like whatever you want to do. If you don't want to do nothing, you could be Gail. You could do whatever Gail want to do. Like she is she is such a constant in my life that I don't care what I'm going through. I don't care where I'm at in life. I don't care what stage I'm at in life. She's seen them all. And if we talk about evolution, she has seen the evolution of Keandra Ward to today. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. From that being a little girl in Cleveland, you know what I'm saying, to today. Like she's seen me struggle. She's seen me at my highest times. She's seen me at my lowest times, but she never treated me any different. Like it's constant all the way through. It don't matter where I go in life and how far I get and how high I'm gonna get. I know when I talk to Shantae, it's gonna be like this. And she is that one that just keeps me, she's my root. She keeps me grounded. She's my sister. Like my mama, her dad, he's still my dad. He passed on, but that's not, you know, like I'm not calling to talk to you. I'm calling to talk to my dad. Like I got questions about something like, you know, and he, you know, her family is my family. And I'm thankful. Even her husband, like that's my dude. You know what I'm saying? Like we get excited about talking to each other just as much as I get excited about talking to Shantae. And she's just a beautiful soul. Like she just really, truly is. She has a beautiful soul, and she just always had. You know, she'll fight for you and she'll love you, but she ain't gonna let you just be either. That's my shade.
That's beautiful. Ooh, Shantae, darling, I see you wiping over there. Come on with your flowers. You deserve all of them. All of you deserve the flowers that she's dropping. Your turn, honey.
Keandra is God-fearing, selfless, as well as loyal and strong. She is one of the strongest people I know. My bad. So As she stated, we go through things and just in every stage of my life, she's always been there. And I've always been there for her. But she is, when things went with her mom, and I would be like, boo, I don't even know how you doing this. I'm like, Tori, like, I don't know if I could do it. I love you. I love you. I'm here. Whatever else you need whatever you need from me. But just to see how selfless and caring she truly is for all her friends as well as her family. She's just so strong, such a strong woman. And through the years, her focus, how it changes, and she goes for one thing, she focuses, pray about it, talk about it. Okay, reach for the stars, boo. I got it. Okay, I got this star. All right, I got my focus on another one. Okay, it's time to I'm going to play for a minute. I'm going to take this trip, but I'm going to come back. I'm going to refocus, and I'm going to reach for this other star, and I'm going to grab it. And I'll be like, okay, go ahead. Here's your boost. If I can boost you, let's go. But she has always been understanding, and as she said, you know, we may fall out, we may do different things, or not talk for a while, or I may say something, or I might be upset, and she'll say the same thing, like, okay, so what did you say? Okay. I might have got a little smart at the mouth. I might have deserved this part of that conversation or whatever happened. I said, yeah, I did kind of poke the bear. She'd be like, okay. But she's never judgmental. She's always caring, has a kind word for me. She'll put me in my place. And I don't know how some of y'all met her because she is mean. Or can be mean. That's one of the places she has evolved also. I love her. That's my sister. There's not much more before I start crying again. But it's my girl.
I love you. I'm not as mean
as she used to be.
Okay, that's a piece of work, honey.
Oh my goodness, this was absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yes,
so I am honored to have been a part of this intimate group. I will say, as the newest, I think, of people that will call you a friend,
yeah.
I had to be transparent with myself right now. As you're closing, I'm like, oh snap. If she asks you to tell your truth, LaShawn, where you at? Prepare yourself. Don't have your brain fall out. I think it would behoove me to share with you a little bit that she shared with you how we met each other. But I'm going to tell you what I value about you. I never tell you. So when I met Keandra at the women's retreat, I was there representing the organization that was there. And it was a love offering that I was doing for them because I do retreats and events and stuff a lot on for my business, but I was doing it out of an act of love for this group of women. Subsequently, while I was there and excited, she's right, I'm the extrovert, I'm the animated, I'm the peacock.
And I love peacocks. Y'all know I love my bad people. Y'all know I love peacocks, so understand that.
So I remember the meeting, how you said with the, we was like, okay, hi, like this is a lot. I got to hear about her travels up, how it scared her. I am a mountain fanatic. I love our mountains, so I'm not scared to drive in them. I do it often. I love the fact that I can go from the beach and be on the sand and go to the mountains and be in the snow in the same day. But we pay, of course, California way, but it's glamorous. I love it. And so here I am. I remember seeing and talking to her, and she was like, I don't know how we're gonna get back. I was like, you good, sis? We good. This is gonna be cool. As the week, as the 4 days, whatever it was, progressed, and I got my event planner hat on and I'm running and all this stuff. I kept catching her from my side, realizing that she don't know nobody. And people were networking and talking to her and stuff. But when I would stop and talk to her, I could tell like there was an introvert who was comfortable with herself, comfortable in her skin, and she was stepping outside of that with this woman of people she don't know. And I was watching that and feeling it, and I'm like, okay. So I would come check in with her a little bit. But I'm gonna tell you one thing that I never share with you, I don't think, because it's just hitting me now, really. You reminded me of my sister, who was a powerhouse. And she a powerhouse to the point where we oil and water. We get on each other's nerves. But it's the thing that drives me crazy about her is also the thing that I admire about her most. And so it was easy to slide in and be like, hey girl, how you doing? Right. Because I recognized that piece of you that was similar to my sister. And so I can't even tell you what the conversations were that we had, what made us stay connected after that. But whatever it was a likeness that made me feel like, no, I know you. And so we stayed connected. And I remember when I told you I was coming your way, And we had been talking just every blue moon on the phone, but whenever we talk, we would go straight in like we've been telling each other raw, ridiculous secrets. Like we would go all the way in.
We didn't even know each other like that, but we was doing it.
Like that. And we was going to the pulpit with stuff like, oh, snap. And so, you know, I think that was one thing. And I think I might have told you one time, like, listen, I don't pick up that many friends like that often, but once I do your stuff, you do know that. Like, if I love you like this, it's a wrap. This is how I get down. And she was like, okay. I was like, okay. Now I know she like April and she'll get spicy and cut folks off. But it's funny how God positioned her where she was just far enough physically, mentally, emotionally from my lifestyle and my busyness with all my stuff going on that when I would talk to her, it would feel very much intimate and important. So I would get those minutes in, we would laugh, we would talk for a minute, we would go deep, come back out and go, girl, we've been on the phone for a long time. Like very much how you guys have shared. And so I did feel very much like there were, in a lot of ways, she got an advancement card of friendship. Yeah. In our connection, we advanced. We gave each other a pass like we had been here for a long time. And I'll never forget when I told you I was coming to see you. And then I was coming with my bestie, not knowing that one day me and my bestie would break up. Now, granted, like y'all's story, it might come back one day. I don't know. But even in that, it seemed like every single time we had an encounter or some type of connection, the level of relating was so on target. Like we both understood what it was. We understood where it was coming from. We understood what each other felt like. And I was like, wow, all right, Lord, I'm with that. So when we went to go see her, she was like, I can't believe y'all come. I was like, didn't I tell you ain't done? Like this ain't over, boo. This ain't over, you know. And I mean,
the Waffle House.
Exactly. So, and then they laugh like, oh my God, you like this? How you eat here, girl? Shut up. Let me get my waffle. If there's a roach on the counter, make sure you drop my chicken back in the grease one more time to sanitize it. I'm gonna get my ghetto chicken and waffle on this side of the country.
Waffle House, y'all. Trust.
But what's crazy is, let that have been in Cali, I'll be like, girl, but I'm not eating that. But listen, it's the one thing on the East Coast that I will go get at the most hood spot possible. Like it. I don't care. It's about 3 of them in Atlanta. I can tell you which one got holes in the ceiling, which one they had to kick somebody out because they came in and didn't wash their hands. I could tell you. But anyway, but I remember feeling like that. And I remember going, wow, you know what, Lord, thank you. Because I would not have known the value of that friendship, how it was progressing, even though it would literally only be 2-3 times a year. Getting to talk, but it would be like a 3-hour conversation to catch up with every bit of it, and then be like, "Woo! All right, I'll see you back on the shore when we come back." Like it's gonna be an island. Like I gotta go swim back to the States, and I'll see you in a little while, you know. Yeah. And so I definitely, being the newest and the least versed of all the friends, not only do I respect and honor everything that I see here, I thank God out loud for allowing me to be a part of this, because it is just such a beautiful testimony of all of what has been built in. All of you all are a role. You all play a part in this beautiful flower called Keandra. And it's so amazing because, of course, she comes with family and heritage and all these other things. But these journeys through life that she's experienced, she's done it with all of you. Yeah. And you've made her stronger to deal with a crazy chick with all these letters on my name like me. So I thank you, one, for that, but I thank you for being so pure with yourselves and being humble enough to come honor her in the way that we are right now, and honoring and allowing her to honor you. Because a lot of people can't handle this. A lot of people don't understand what it's like to have people that you are in love with so deeply that you share them with other people and they're comfortable. Right. A lot of people, you know, they don't know how to handle it. And they don't realize that we all are. I heard this and I'll end us on this. One of the most pivotal conversations that I've had recently, he said, we all have to remember that God is a masterpiece and we are all a piece of the master. And that was so, Les Brown said that, and I was like, oh my goodness, because it's so true. And imagine, in every bit, even though you are a piece of him, the elements of you are so grand and so huge and so diverse. It takes all of us together to build up just a fraction of what he represents.
Yeah.
So that is such a beautiful thing. You guys have said, listen, in all my differences with all of my friendships and all of my people, I love you enough to still stand here. I love you enough to still stand here. I stand here beside you because you stand for her. And now I stand with you because you stand for her. Now we stand together. That hands down is what friendship is all about. And so I am so honored to have been here with you all. Thank you so much for this time. Keandra, thank you for highlighting such a beautiful thing. More people in your position need to do this because we are in a space where we are believing that we don't have to have real relationships anymore.
Yeah.
Our children's children will not understand what it's like to have real friendships if we don't set the bar and allow them to see us naked with all of our wounds and differences and see what friendship is built of. So
Amen.
thank y'all.
Thank you. And LaShawn, listen, I don't know. I just knew one thing about me is I discern. I have a strong gift of discernment. And from the moment I saw you, I felt comfortable. I was already edgy, you know what I'm saying? But you brought, and you always do that for me. Like you bring such a comfort and a lot, like, LaShawn be like, let's go. And I be like, LaShawn, we ain't gonna take no nap. Like she is that one. She is my energy. You know, she keeps me, but she also is probably one of the she's most giving people. Like I've never seen somebody give like this woman. I'd be like, you doing a whole lot. Like you doing all that? Like, oh, okay. Like y'all say I give like LaShawn and it's pure and it's natural. And she doesn't want anything in return. You know what I'm saying? She's not looking for anything but just to be of help. And I've learned that from her, which has helped me like cultivate business relationships with people and serving them in their, you know, in what they do. Cause I'd be so focused on me, whereas LaShawn she's focused on what she's doing, but she's also focused on what you're doing and how can I lift you up and make whatever platform you got, how can I let me stand right here and raise it up just a little bit for, you know what I'm saying? Let me help you so you don't fall. And that has been amazing for me to watch. I've watched you support people in so many avenues and also not always receive that support back, but you keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I've even watched you over the past couple of years really grow in the Dream Cultivator. It's been beautiful to watch that flourish and that side of you and you not being afraid to really come out into what that is, who she is, and what that represents. Because I think that it is different. I think that people don't always understand it. You know what I'm saying? But for you to continue on, it has been amazing to watch you really step into that role, which helps me step into the roles that I'm called to as well. And I mean, girl, we locked in for life. Like you try it if you want to. Okay?
That part. We'll be on the plane. They'll be like, call TSA. We be like, no, not unless you bring a drink. We ain't finished talking.
I'm doing so. I appreciate you doing this. And to all of my friends, I know some of them had other obligations. They couldn't stay the whole time. But I just want to take a moment and thank you all for being just who you are in my life. I think, you know, the body, you know, the Bible says you need every part of the body. Like, and I think that each of you, as LaShawn said, plays just a part in the body embodiment of who I am and who I'm called to be and who I'm going to be. And a lot of who I am is because of who you are. And each of you dynamically has been such an amazing gift to my life that I'm just blessed. And I think putting this together even showed me even more. I don't think I saw it in this capacity. I knew I wanted to do it. I didn't know what it was going to be like, but seeing this showed me even more how amazing, how beautiful, how loved, not just me, but us all together. Like y'all love each other because y'all love me. Like y'all know, you know what I'm saying? Y'all heard about everybody heard about everybody, okay? Because I talk about my friends. And so because of that, it helps us to grow and it helps us to be. But I thank you I thank you guys for loving me through it all. And I mean all of it, okay? I thank you for loving me through the good, the bad, the ugly. I thank you for supporting me when I didn't even deserve the support. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you just loving me and in turn being receptive of the love that I want to give to you. So I appreciate you guys. I absolutely love you. And thank you. Like, we did it, y'all. So as we close out, guys, listen, we have just ended our hot topic section. And as my friends go about their lives and their journeys, I just want to share with everybody that friendship is possible. Loving people for who they are is possible. And growing with your friends is possible. I've met so many people that say, I have not had any friends. You know, I don't still know the friends from 4th grade or 5th grade. But it takes work. Like you said, every relationship that you encounter in life takes work. And if you're not willing to put in the work, you won't get these type of results. You know what I'm saying? The level of maturity that I have with my friends now is totally different. Our conversations are different. The way we deal with each other is different. The way we show up for each other is different. The way we love each other is different, you know, than even when I was younger. And that doesn't change. Life, the issues of life hasn't changed who we are. We're concrete. We know what type of friends we are. And we know that life doesn't dictate how we act. We dictate how we act. So as you go about your days, from watching this episode, we're gonna have to make this a two-part episode. Like I'm gonna have to, might be 3, might have to chop this up. But I want you guys to really take the time to look at your friendship. And I love LaShawn's dream cultivator. Like cultivate a dream around what you would like your friendships to look like. Even if you have to start from scratch as an adult, you can't. You've seen. I have friends that were on here that I didn't meet until adulthood. You know what I'm saying? And it's possible. It's possible to have rich, dynamic, loving, spiritual friendship if you are willing to look at yourself and put in the work. Like they said, I try to send a text several times a year, and I ask, how can I be a better friend? Like, because I may think I'm the best friend ever, but it may not be, and I may not be doing anything wrong. Like I ain't around here acting crazy, but it just may not be what you need out of a friend, or what you need, or what you see. And being able to not dictate what I think a friendship should be with each of my friends. So each of my relationships is, as you can see, individually different because of the way that I've cultivated friendship with each one. So guys, woo!
It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. It's like the Garden of Eden. Like it literally was. It was beautiful. All different type of flowers. It was beautiful.
Right. And so let me give y'all a backdrop of LaShawn. I like, in my mind, let me tell y'all what I did. So I always think of when I think of her full name, like I always think of the Italian like a spaghetti. So I always say it wrong, right? I say spaghetti, but it's Angeletti, right? Because I'm always thinking spaghetti, Italian. And then it's funny because with her, it's like I look at the last name, then I look at her and I be like, I said, her name is so fitting for who she is. She's so different. And I don't think a normal name would have sufficed for the robust, like who you truly are. And I love it. But I always I play around with it, but girl,
don't feel bad. I do it too. I call the whole house. I'll be like, Scatty, Angeletti. Like they all got nicknames.
And I said I got to quit playing around with her name so much, because now I don't be saying it right.
You're like, what is it again? I'm saying it wrong.
I be playing around with it so much, but I love it, and I love the dynamics of who you are. So I just want to thank you for being our host for this show. And as we close out, tell people how to find you, LaShawn.
Absolutely. You all can find me on, you can find me everything Dream Cultivator. dreamcultivator.com. You can find me on Facebook on Dream Cultivator. You can find me on LaShawn Spivey Angeletti. And then on Instagram, which is special, it gets its own special page. You can find me at Reflect, Refresh, Retreat, because that's my baby over there.
So go ahead and tell them when the next retreat is, LaShawn, please.
Oh, darling. The next retreat, which is being hosted in your home state, well, not your original home, but your home now grown, in Florida. It is in Orlando, Florida, from the 9th through the 12th of November. Now, listen, let me tell y'all, can I tell them just a little, sir, why it's in November? Real short. November is key because we always, as superwomen, this is a woman-only retreat, and as women, we usually put an S on our chest and a cape on, especially when it comes down to celebrating our family for the holidays. So what better way to have your cup filled than to get away as a queen that you are and to get pampered, get fed properly, get gifted, get catered to, get massages, have a therapist on site, and treat it like an absolute queen before you lay it all out for your family. So the November 9th through the 12th is when it's going down. If you're trying to find me, dreamcultivator.com. You better hurry up because these seats is filling, baby.
I was sitting up there like, tell him a little bit, because if you give him too much, listen, when I tell y'all I didn't make it to her one of the last reads and I saw one of them gifts, I still be like, I'm still get that gift. I seen it on Instagram and I'm gonna need you to bring my gift, okay? But please connect with her and thank you for being the host. Now this would be our 5th show that you've hosted with us, and I appreciate all that you do. This is now technically our pilot episode of this new season, and as I wouldn't have wanted to do this with anybody else. I wouldn't have wanted to do this reboot with anybody else. So stay tuned, guys, as this was our pilot. Our next show is next week, and we have our guest artist Kalia Lene from season 17 of The Voice. So make sure that you tune in next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, same place. Remember, it's time. It's time for you to live. It's time for you to love, and it's time for you to grow. See you soon.